Hello, everybody. Here we are again. More Spy Party. We got ourselves a doozy of a match. Hopefully, not as doozy as yesterday's.
Different kind of doozy.
Yes, we've got some monsters playing here, and we got some monsters casting too. The classic team of Warning Track. Hello.
Hello, monsters. Have we been insulted or complimented here?
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Deboshi, the nicest monster
Hello.
you'll ever meet. Anyway, yes.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun.
Yes, I imagine it will be. We got the number 1 of Platinum going against the number 4 of Diamond. Here, I got the.
Ooh.
Actually, I happen to have the bracket right here. We are in the second round. Opie Wrights won the match against Snacks. So Opie will be going on to face either Rov or Firelord Ethan. And then the winner of this match will face the other one. And Rov is going to be the one that gets to decide who plays who. So is he going to go for the lower seed or...
Ooh, I don't know. We were talking about this a little before we went live, everyone, and Astatine, I think, the only one to beat Rov in a little while, so Rov might not want to run that back, but if you're competitive enough,
match, and that tends to,
yeah. Well, maybe you want the revenge too. Maybe you want to say go through me. You say Opie Wrights is going to play Rov or Firelord Ethan. I think that's the definition of a lose-lose scenario too, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and yes, as people are pointing out, the match yesterday went about 30 matches, or 30 games or so, or was it a little more than that? Maybe closer to 40.
It was. They each won more than 30 games.
Yeah,
I think it was 39 to 37.
Yeah. So yeah,
Which,
let
me think here. 76 games. 76 games. If my math is right,
yes,
I can't believe I have to carry the one to describe a Spy Party result.
Yeah, apparently
Good Lord.
we have extra innings that could go on forever instead of a nice neat missions equals points tiebreaker. But hey, these are the rules.
These are the rules. I don't know what crazy person invented them. Clearly, they should have just played rock, paper, scissors at the end and saved everyone a lot of heartache and time.
But okay.
Boy, what a... The word slobber knocker was invented for exactly that kind of match.
Anyway, I also happen to have the this is the data for the each of the respective seasons for Diamond and Platinum, and you can see Nebula did not lose a single match.
Didn't even draw a single match.
Didn't draw a single match either,
straight up 7-0-0.
Oh, and also look at that, the win rate, 37-9.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
As a sniper, that's pretty good, 80%.
Yeah.
Well, you said earlier, the number 1 in Platinum against the number 4 in Diamond. Is that the exchange rate? Is the question. How good do you have to be in Platinum to meet the middle of Diamond? Back in the day, there was. Some years that you might remember this, Cleto. Some years the gap between Platinum and Diamond was bigger. Some years it was a little more even, and you never know which you're going to get. And also, when you mix those play styles, certain levels of prep become more or less valuable. So different players could play up better than others.
Yep, I can say personally that I won. I came in first in Platinum twice, and did not do so well in Diamond. So that I can at least say from experience that being really good in Platinum doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go good. Going to be good against Diamond players.
Well, you have a lot of company in losing to Diamond players. It happens to the best of us.
Yes, unfortunately it does. Diamond can be difficult, but we'll see. I believe Astatine and Nebula have played a bit before, so they have some experience with each other. So we'll see. And
this is clearly the best. I don't want to say it's the final form of Nebula, but this is clearly a better Nebula than we've ever seen before.
Yes.
So, new year, new tournament, new player.
And so finally, we'll just get right into the draft. We got some good picks, I should say.
Okay, so that gives us a little hint here, because we know what Kletos likes. We know what he doesn't like. Okay, what do you approve of here, Kletos? What were you thinking of when you said some pretty good picks?
Well, the last couple, I would say, we're ending up with double Aquarium and double Courtyard. I'm a little bit sad that they're at the end, but...
So you're hoping for a close match to make sure we see them?
Yes, but
I see.
This ballroom band, that's a little crazy from Nebula.
I won't dance, don't ask me.
Yes.
Balcony often not scary enough for people to ban outright because nobody ever actually picks it, but it did make the restrict list this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, back in the day, we would always say that Balcony hinged more on, swinginess and was heavily influenced by action test rate. And back in the day, the action test rate variance was a little higher. You'd have people, even at the highest levels, who only hit about 45 to 50%, and then other people would hit like 65 to 70. But I feel like action tests in general have gotten much, much better, and there's probably a lower spread among the top players. So Balcony probably swingier than ever then.
Yep. All right. And then anyway, so yep. The picks, of course, we're going to start off with doubled library, which is,
going to be an interesting time.
it's a thing you can do.
Well, we just talked about Nebula's sniper win rate in general. I'm going to guess that library double plays into that pretty strongly.
Yeah, and it was indeed Nebula that doubled library, and they're also the one that doubled Aquarium, which is interesting.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting.
Well, I mean, at least Aquarium was actually Nebula's pick.
Yeah. Yeah. So they doubled one of their opponent's pick and one of their own picks, and then both of Astatine's doubles were Modern and Courtyard.
Well, the narrative is really clear just looking at that screen. Look at Nebula. Yes. All 3 occlusion venues.
Yeah.
It's real simple.
Yep.
Except for Ballroom. Ballroom's kind of an occlusion venue, and
it is a bit, yeah. The ones that were released as the occlusion trilogy back in the day. But you're right. Ballroom is a little bit like that. A little surprising to see that banned along with those picks. But this is a pretty straightforward kind of strategy.
Yep. And anyway, let's get into it. We got 5 hours left to go here. Hopefully not. I hope I'm just kidding.
If this does wind up being a monster of a match, we better not delay anymore.
Yes.
Listen, if it goes into double overtime, I'm going to go get a ham sandwich, and you're just going to have to cover for me for about 5 minutes?
We'll deal.
Okay.
Onward to library to get this thing underway. It's AstatineEffect on the spy side first versus Nebula's sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
It's good to be back. It's good to be watching SpyParty in the winter when you have to be inside anyway. This is what it's meant to be.
Absolutely. Starting things out at the windows, trying to get the first flirt off, but was there just a split second too late and wasn't able to get it done before the general stepped away, so no early progress.
No fraternizing with the enlisted men. The general professional, as always, finds his way towards, I guess I'm going to assume some military literature there at the green shelf.
Yeah, and out to an empty conversation to give himself a moment to reset. Isn't able to get as close to the seduction target as they would like, so the green test only brings us up to 37% after the first flirt.
Yeah, but that is a good number when you're already committed to the 3 flirt. And on library, it's not a big deal to sidle up to your seduction target later. It's really about just getting in the same pad at all, so not too bad there. We are going to go to the exact same bookshelf as the general afterwards. Hey, seduction targets don't leave fingerprints there, but sure. Maybe we can talk about the book afterwards, and that will aid in our little don't ask, don't tell mission.
Yeah, absolutely. Back into conversation next to the seduction targets. We step away from bookcase. We are a fair bit closer this time, but it doesn't really matter because we hit another green test on this one, bring us up to 84%. So at this point, any flirt will finish us up. It doesn't matter our positioning.
And that's exactly the kind of thing we were just discussing. This is library. You can go get a book to kill a little time, space out your flirts, come right back. It's not going to be too suspicious, especially early on, especially with highlights accumulating. I'm not going to say too fast, but there are 3 already.
We are one of them, too, despite not really having done much that was worth highlighting for. So it might have been a little bit of concern about our behavior around that bookcase. Either way, we do get our flirt done, but you don't like seeing yourself highlight this early on in the library game.
No, you really don't. And the highlight did come after they re-entered the conversation. So even though that kind of thing is normally safe, we might have stumbled across the rare game where you actually do get busted for flirting on library. But we'll see. It could be a lot of things. Could be pathing a bigger and bigger part of the high-level SpyParty sniping game, particularly compared to when it was when I've still played. So it could be something like that.
There's the double agent going off. A good set of lowlights coming off from there. Actually being fairly bold about it, too. Picks up 5. A couple of them I don't think were directly on camera when he swung over, but was able to get enough of a look to be fairly confident and was correct about all of his lowlights, so it certainly worked out well for Nebula.
being able to take that mental snapshot and react quickly and do it with confidence is a big deal. We got highlight after taking green book, and now we're dumping it in blue, but you can see the ambassador and the waiter on the other side of the venue, and the sniper just swung over to look at us now. This is probably going to be clean, but getting highlight right after taking the green book makes it a little more likely that we'll get caught for putting it back in blue.
Yeah, so that is the microfilm transfer done. That's 3 missions complete: the flirt, the transfer, and the contact. But considering where that highlight came from, I'm a little bit worried about our amount of suspicion at the moment as we take a green test on the purloin and get the heck out of there, but not far enough. The shot comes off, and Nebula picks up game number 1.
I mean, it could have all been the purloin, the request and the reject and the quick leave, but my guess is we were already being watched and that Nebula had a pretty good mission count. I think suspected some of the pathing coming out of the bookshelf, probably then also suspected the blue dump, and at that point is just waiting for the first moment they could conceivably be done. And as you can see, approaching a statue with a 4th mission pending is pretty much the first moment you would shoot just to be safe if you were waiting for confirmation.
Yeah, and if it was the situation around the guest list that tipped him off, that's not the kind of thing you notice unless you're already paying attention to the character. So
exactly.
Enough suspicion on there that it wound up biting us in the end. Nebula on the spy side next versus AstatineEffect Sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I like that dual meaning of biting us in the end. It sure did. Oh, no.
All right. Technical difficulties.
Too excited. Too excited.
All
Listen,
right,
I know library games are usually perfunctory with snipers this good, but we have to give them a chance just to see if we can spy with.
All right, there we go. What happened was I hit the next button twice, and now I'm back up.
Fair enough. Back into it. Game number 2. Nebula on the spy in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Hey, spies double click sometimes too, so we'll see if it happens.
That is true. Haven't seen one of those issues in a good while.
Yeah, it feels like it used to happen more. Why are players so good now?
A quick redirect off of the middle of the venue to chase down the seduction target. Is able to slip in past wheels as well to get in that nice juicy spot next to the ST. Are we able to hit the green test early? We're not. It's a close white test for 34%.
Really interesting venue imbalance there. You had the waiter and the ambassador on the far left side, and I'm always going to be talking about that. When those two things are on the same side of the venue, it's very hard not to watch there. But most characters, most partygoers were on the right side. What do you look at in that scenario?
Yeah, it's a good question. All the way back across the venue to the blue bookcase, we've had some very long walking paths, but we're a pretty fast character, so it's not been a big deal. Able to pick up the difficult fingerprint here at the blue bookcase as well, so that could be extremely useful going forwards.
I love that, and I specifically love, if you guys have heard me ever cast any time in the last 3 years, you've heard me say this, but I'm going to say it again for those who don't recall. Get that difficult fingerprint early first. If you hit it, go for fingerprints. If you don't, now you know not to waste your time on it. I think it's a great way to start and give yourself options early in a game like this.
Absolutely. Kind of gets bullied out of the conversation with their seduction target. There is a spot next to the seduction target, but weren't able to get in there the first time around. So out we go to the bust and then loop back in again for the second flirt. Another white test for 68%, just in time, too.
Just like last time, the guest list and the ambassador are on the far left while we're squeezing in next to our seduction target in the exact same spot. But this time, Asatine, the sniper, triple zooming in on the left side, suggesting they are suspicious of something.
I was flickering over those left statues a little bit early as well.
Did we phantom a swap? If we did, this is very good for Nebula.
Well, we'll see what happens moving forward. Finds a wild highlight on Nebula.
Oh, combine that
for his third flirt.
Combine that with the flickering, and I wonder if something's up here. This is very scary.
See. So we do have the flirt done. We do have one print in pocket. Nothing else to show for
yeah. We just went safety off for a second. We are all over this. I think maybe bullying into that conversation you mentioned, doing it twice, kind of. We are still zooming in on the list, but we were safety off on the equestrian lady there, Alice, as she's known to the community.
Alice, Boots, Equestrian. We have a lot of names for a lot of characters. We can't seem to decide sometimes.
No, and the problem is a lot of them you realize they technically apply to other characters. I think Ponytail is the only one that's safe.
Fair enough.
And I like the pun with pony, too, because we are dressed in an equestrian outfit.
It's a good point. Minute 45 left to play as Toby drops in to say hi with the guest list, but we just take an innocent drink instead of any purloin shenaniganry. We do get the fingerprint done off of that, though, so that's a second mission complete. Pretty under the radar as well.
It is, but it's just like last game, I think, where it's like, this person cannot conceivably be done, and I'm going to wait just in case I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right. Nebula has done a pretty good job of not doing anything conspicuous, but has been conspicuous enough with their movements anyways that it looks like AstatineEffect has them under more suspicion than one would think. We're in conversation with the double agent here, but I really don't think we're going to take anything from it. Nebula agrees, and it's out to the window as we go with 1 minute to play.
We can't be positive, though. We're still zooming in on other statue visitors. We're still zooming in on the list. It has to be a time ad, and there it is. It's a green time ad at least. I don't think that's going to be enough to shoot. I think we're still going to wait this out. Nope, I'm wrong. It's all over. That is reason enough. A green time ad. That's how suspicious we were. The mission count, though, come on. Cannot be done.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a hell of a find from AstatineEffect just on pathing into conversations. Very, very impressive stuff.
Yeah, and Nebula, Equestrian rather, falls off the horse just one time too many.
All right, game number 2. It's 1-1 as we step back into library once more. Nebula on the sniper versus Astatine's spy in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I don't think I've ever noticed this before, but at least in the library, we are using a silencer on that rifle. That is nice.
That's true.
On all of them, as a matter of fact. Oh boy, I think... Yeah, we thought we were going to flirt there, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely trying to chase down the seduction target, but a faster character chasing down a slower character, sometimes you catch up before the seduction target decides where she's going to land, and then you just have to guess, and AstatineEffect guessed wrong. Doesn't cost a ton, just a little bit of time early on, and we actually go into statues before going for the first flirt. Side statues for the first pair of inspects.
Imagine being a tiny elderly woman and still you're faster than the person you're walking towards.
Very true.
What do you do with that? But you're right, you do have to kind of prognosticate. You got to kind of guess a little bit. If you bump into them, it's quite bad, and sometimes you figure they're going to stop, and they don't. They run away from you, or maybe run is a little grandiose.
Yeah. This is very true. All the way out to the other end of the venue we go.
You have to time out here. Otherwise, what are you doing?
Very quiet over in this area. I'm not sure why we came over there. I think you're right, probably for a time ad and just kind of got spooked when the laser swung over.
I get it, but it's at this point not only is it a good time for it, but you're losing time otherwise. We cut right across that conversation. We go right between our seduction target and the suspected double agent. That's one way to push your way in there.
Yeah, certainly an unusual pathing choice, but does net us 51% on the flirt, so that's certainly something. Back into statues we go, this time on the other side, to pick up our final inspect.
Those green action tests will cover for a lot of wasted time sometimes. Oh my goodness! And right after the standard inspect highlight, are we trying to frame someone here, I wonder, or is it a mistake?
I don't know. Usually you don't take those kinds of swaps by accident.
Yeah, there was no one near. No one was at the statues any time before that.
So it must have just been gunning for a green test and not hitting it. AstatineEffect in a very difficult situation right now. Nebula has definitely had a good look at that statue. Hasn't had a big reaction to it yet, but you have to assume he knows what's going on here.
There can be a little zigzag kind of effect sometimes where you'd think no one would swap here, and the sniper knows that, and they sort of don't look for it as much because who would do that? Every now and then you get away with it. That happened to me against Lazy Bear in the SCL6 finals. I lost the game anyway, but by swapping it at an unusual time, sometimes it's just free.
That's very true. That's the great thing about the mental battle of this game. If you can just do something unexpected enough, sometimes... no matter how on screen it is, the sniper's just not looking for it.
Yep, that Yomi that I know that they know, they wouldn't do it, that's why it's okay to do. That's the kind of game that never ends.
Absolutely. So, swap done, inspect done. Into the blue bookcase we go to finish up this flirt. If we can hit the green test, and we cannot. It's a white test on the second flirt for 85%. But with under a minute and 30, we're a little bit low on progress at the moment.
Lovely little book club we have going here. A little bit of a sink putting those away, but that's not what you want. You want the seduction target to be a little ahead of you. You can see where they're going. Unfortunately, now we're walking ahead of them, and we're going to be guessing again, and we need that third flirt to have any chance of finishing here, I think.
Back into statues, this time on the other side of the venue. We have nothing left to do at statues. Inspects are done, swap is done, there's no print or anything here. This is entirely... We're still zooming in on the statue, which means we haven't noticed the swap.
I think the problem is we think we might be a big suspect for that swap. Maybe it was inadvertent, for example. And if we knew that we'd gotten away with it, we might be playing differently.
40 seconds to play. Here's the flirt finishing up. That's the third mission completion. We've got 2 more to go. It's probably going to be contact. There's a fake contact. Double agent not currently in conversation.
Look for a possible request. There it is. Yep, it's going to be Purloin into contact, I think is the idea. Well, is the double agent going to join, though? Are they going to acquiesce? The double agent, where are they going?
They do land in conversation, which is a very big deal, but the shot comes off! It doesn't matter either way, the fake was enough, and Nebula takes the wrong shot. AstatineEffect breaks through from the spy side first.
Wow, you could see that coming too, the request inevitably. We cut right across the center of the conversation again. I'm not sure what they saw there because as we talked about earlier, there was an indication that the swap was maybe not suspected. But if the swap wasn't suspected, then the shot is surprising because the no hard tells are visible and this is 5 of 8 library. However, maybe what we're really talking about is possible swap, but not sure, which would explain why they're still looking for it, but also took that shot. I think also the shot came off after a briefcase from a red dress there, so maybe they had prints, and we get a little antsy at the end of that game.
And that's AstatineEffect with the first break. Let's see if Nebula can answer back on the last game of library. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That one's a little hard to parse there, but I will just say when that clock starts ticking down at the end of library, if there's a chaotic game and you don't even have a good suspect, really hard to hold that shot.
Yeah, absolutely it is. But when you don't have a good suspect, that's oftentimes the only time you can hold a shot because, well, I guess that's not true. Either way, we'll see how Nebula is able to deal with it very early into the center statues and a highlight to boot to start the game. So we're going to be glowing throughout this entire thing, but it's some good early progress as a trade.
Not the worst thing in the world to get that highlight early, kind of let them forget about you, hopefully accumulate a few more. If there end up being 5 or 6, then it's not going to hurt you very much. And as you can see, there are already 3 in the first 35 seconds of this match, so kind of a big deal there. When we went right to center statue, I thought we were going to white swap immediately and try to get away with it, but we opted against.
Stepping out with the green book in hand and off for the flirt we go. A close green test for 51%. Nebula's moving pretty quickly right now. This is fun to watch.
And we have the green book, which we can do something with or not. We have a lot of options, and it just seems like a very active party. So there is that luck element, of course. I think if you're going to win against a good sniper, you need to have an active party or a very suspicious AI, or you just have to play a virtuoso spy game, things like that. Usually you need a little help is the point. It's very difficult to just win through the sheer force of your skill against a great sniper on a venue like Library or Veranda. But in this case, we do have the active party on our side, and a good spy jumps all over those opportunities.
Looks like we're just going to hang out here and wait for the timer flirt to finish cooling down. Double agent dropped in to say hi for a moment, and the seduction target steps away right before the cooldown expires. So we went for the timer flirt, and we're not rewarded.
The active party giveth and the active party taketh away. That was a lot of activity, but not the kind of movement we wanted to see that time. So luck is evening out a little quicker than normal.
Absolutely it is. 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, so still plenty of time to work with, but that cost a fair bit of time that Nebula did not want to give up.
Yeah, certainly. We're still in a pretty good position. We still have 2.5 minutes. That is a green book. Are we going to put that back? We are. Interesting. We opt against that that hard transfer, even though there's a pretty good chance that book was not noticed. We've held on to it for a while. We laundered it, as they say, by just kind of airing it out. You take it out of the bookcase long enough, and it's cleaned, and it has no more color, according to the sniper. But in this case, we're going to say no. We have other ways to win. I'm a little surprised by this, but presumably there is a plan.
Also, a green character at a green bookcase can definitely be a little bit easier to remember than it otherwise would be, even if you're not necessarily trying to remember that stuff. There's a green time ad to give ourselves a little bit more time to work with. Let's see if that gets caught.
And we're going to bump into someone and go right back to our seduction target. We're going to try to two-flirt this. Big moment. No, that does change the calculus a little bit, but we already have the time ad. It's like we knew we were going to miss that AT.
Nebula immediately stepping out from that conversation before they really get noticed there, and back into green bookcase we go. If we didn't hard transfer the first time, it surprises me that we go back for it to go again, but we do come out and back to the seduction target. This time we're able to get the flirt off before she steps away, so that's our second mission completion.
I think we're seeing what we saw the first game. The book is just an excuse to get another flirt in, to go back and forth real quick. And also, maybe you lose a little heat. Oh, miss a little pad, but completely off screen thanks to again, say it with me, the ambassador and the guest list on the left side of the venue yet again. I think also we're hoping to lose a little heat with all these visits to green. Returning a green book twice like that, going to green shelves 4 times, then the green character thing helps you a little bit. Hopefully you lose the heat while you're getting the flirt. But honestly, all that progress we had, suddenly we're actually a little behind schedule.
Yeah, even with the time ad, minute and 25 left to play is not a lot of time to get 3 missions, especially if none of them come from this book. Bug still available, contact still available, swap still available, purloin still available. So those are all of the missions we can complete without taking too much time on them. Fingerprint is absolutely not going to happen. I would be shocked to see a hard transfer at this point. 1 minute to play.
I mean, the one thing about library, the only way you can rush missions at the end is when you request a drink, maybe bug on the way out after the green, or you contact and request. You kind of get that double mission thing. We've already got the inspects done too. So there are some ways to finish here, but they're not great. I think you want a time ad now. The clocks, by the way, have converged now. They are the same for the spy and the sniper. No, we're going to check our watch just to confirm how little time we have, I guess. A little surprise there. Maybe we're waiting this out and trying to get a shot, but if not, if you're going to try to finish, it has to happen now.
Yeah. No, I think we're out of time. I don't think we're going to get a finish done. If we were going to try to finish, I think we would have had to go contact the double agent instead of stopping at the window pad. We haven't done that. With 15 seconds left to play, Nebula is showing no desire to finish. The fake contact as the timer ticks down, trying to force a shot.
No,
the second one, I think, is a mistake. The third one is
Hail Mary.
Comical at this point.
Yeah, and you know, when you look around the venue, you can see there were only a few people who even had a reel, and none of them, it looks like, were highlights. So I don't know if we even had a frame target is the problem there.
Yeah, I think he was just kind of hoping that the fake contact would induce a shot, and when it didn't, audibly conceded to the game. So that puts AstatineEffect up 3-1 coming out of the first venue and into Redwoods up next, with Nebula on the sniper side first in 3, 2, 1 playing it.
You could hear those banana breads get increasingly desperate too. The first one was banana bread, the second one was banana bread, and the third one was, oh, come on, banana bread. Please shoot somebody. I said the magic words, you have to kill somebody now.
It's the rules.
It's the rule. You hear banana bread, you have to shoot within 10 seconds. That's how it works, right?
So in the center conversation to start off this first game of Redwoods, just sort of taking a look around, waiting to see what the party does, and we decide to step into green books early on for a pair of inspects.
I'm going to take sniper view for this so I can tell you what the sniper is, I was going to say is seeing, but it would take a lot less time to describe what they're not seeing, probably. There's a lot of trees. I assume that's what those big sticks are, yeah?
Indeed.
Okay.
So, the bug on the way back in the conversation, a little bit
not
of
visible
bounce to knock back out. It was not the cleanest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, goodness. And the crazy thing is, Astatine has been Nebula rather, has been staring at the Ambassador more than any other mission site this entire game. That they caught them kind of zooming out and taking a broader look at the party just as we walked by. That is rough.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think they were probably able to see that it was a clear bug path, but I don't think they were able to actually get a look at the bug itself. So they probably have credit there. Yeah,
they might have credit, but I mean, it's Redwoods. A lot of people are going to have credit. That is very tough.
True. So out to the front statues we go to finish up the inspects. Minute and 45 left to play, and we do take a highlight for the statue. And the seduction target drops in to say hi, and because they took a sip at our pad, we're able to pick up a flirt from it and a green test flirt as well to bring us up to 85%. This should get done quite quickly. There's the contact as well.
Wow, yeah, it just rushes at this point. You've been given a gift. You had a great bug, a little bit of luck with the timing on the sniper side, or you could say maybe timed well by the spy. Could be a bit of both. Hard to tell sometimes, but that's Redwoods for you. But you get that gift from the seduction target. Now you just got to finish up, and this is almost certainly going to be a spy win here.
Yeah, I think that if he wasn't able to take the shot on the contact, he's certainly not going to be able to take the shot on this last flirt. All he's got to do is wait for the cooldown to expire, and that will be the game.
I can't believe it. Look, I don't know that we needed the help there, but we were seduction targeted. They came after us.
So that's AstatineEffect with another breakthrough on the spy side. 4-1 early doors. Nebula absolutely wiped the floor in Platinum, but has not yet been able to do a good job of breaking through AstatineEffect.
Yeah, and I think now you see the power of that library game, because if you really need to hold serve there, you can handle the swings on one of these occlusion venues. The whole point is Nebula picked all these occlusion venues to lean into that, to try to get some of those spy wins instead. But to give up a sniper game on library, you worry that that's the deficit they're going to be chasing the whole rest of the match.
Well, let's see if the occlusion venues are able to net them the spy wins they are looking for, starting with their spy game on Redwoods. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We mentioned that 37-9 Nebula record, sniper and Platinum. I think it was about 50-50 as a spy, which is still very good, absolutely. It was, yeah. But that was always the single biggest divide back in the day between Platinum and Diamond, was the spy win rates, for those first few years would just plummet.
Quick early flirt for Nebula and immediately bails on the conversation. So moving as quickly as they can. I kind of half expected them to loop all the way back around to the seduction target again, but they didn't. So it's 51% on flirt very early on, and now slowing down a fair bit.
Nebula watching the Ambassador just as closely as AstatineEffect was. And that's another thing, too. You just got away with that bug, so maybe that gives you cause to watch the Ambassador all the more closely when it's your chance.
Second flirt is white to bring us up to 85%. And we step into the statues as well to get that one inspect from the side there.
The Ambassador also going to another outward front-facing statue. Both of those statues on the corners out on the balcony now, both of them have fingerprints.
Finishing flirt at the bar.
That's where a lot of flirts get finished.
So that's the flirt done. We are able to pick up a delegate from the bar before we step away. We'll see if we do anything with it, but first things first, into the red bookcase to finish up the statue inspects.
Yeah, inspects on this venue, so interesting. Honestly, one of the more interesting game design choices of any of the newer venues. The fact that you can get them there at the bookcase, I love it. Mixes things up, and it does really complicate those standard statue highlights you see on so many other venues.
Very true. In conversation with the double agent now, does send a delegate.
And I wonder if we're going to dump this book at the same time.
No, either way. Well, we are technically dumping it, just not in either of the other bookcases. It's going back where it came from. We did have a weird little twitch there, but the purloin has been guest listed.
Yeah, book goes back where it belongs. Melville Dewey would be proud. And the purloin does come off. Oh, we timed that very well.
Yeah, we certainly did. So Purloin done, Flirt done, Inspect done. I didn't see pretty much any reaction at all from AstatineEffect to the Purloin coming off, so hard to say if they noticed.
I mean, this is what you sign up for here. 2 spy wins on Redwoods. We're very close right now. That fingerprint, though, could get some attention. Interesting to go for it with only a minute left. I think that fingerprint might still be available on the far right front statue. I know the left one has had at least one visitor since, though.
Yeah, that was the first briefcase. First print, rather. There might still be a print on the drink, but no, there's not. There was. It was just a difficult one. Unfortunately, not able to hit it. So
I like it, but
20 seconds left to play. We're very low on time, and we need to find a way to bail out of this. Double agent not available.
I mean, it's well timed there. Yeah, this is really rough. You don't want to have to bug here. Your drink's in your hand. Oh,
I don't
goodness.
think we have another choice. I think we have to go. 3, 2, 1. Wrong arm bug attempt does take, but is not clean. AstatineEffect finds it, and what looked like a beautiful game from Nebula falls apart at the last.
We had so many ways to win that. I think you need to go for that difficult print earlier if possible. I don't think you really want to do it at all. You don't need to bet your game on that action test. I think it's a classic case of thinking you're more suspicious than you are. Because from our perspective, they had a lot of ways to win that, and most of them were not very risky. I think there were other fingerprints available. And when you don't hit it, there needs to be an immediate backup plan. And it kind of seems like, I guess we were waiting for the double agent or the ambassador to provide that backup plan. But hoping the AI will help you is not a plan.
AstatineEffect comes out to a flying start, 5-1 after the first pair of venues. Into Gallery we go next with AstatineEffect on the spy side to open the festivities in 3, 2, 1, Planet.
It's heartbreaking. From the sniper side, I really didn't see any suspicion on the spy. I think we probably could have completed a lot of different ways, unfortunately. But sometimes those DAs just do not cooperate. There's a good argument for going for contact earlier and earlier in the game. Usually you'll have an opportunity, but every now and then you won't.
Starting things out with a Flirt at the front windows here, just barely a little bit farther away than you'd like it to be. 48% on the first Flirt, so expect to see us not worry at all about our positioning in conversation for the next few. However, when the seduction target's the one dropping in right next to you, sometimes you wind up with 99% anyways.
Next to is a very charitable way of describing what's happening here. 99% isn't great. Normally you'd be very upset with that, but under the circumstances, you're fine with that. And by the way, the first Flirt wasn't even seen. The standard zoom on Gallery from Nebula the entire time. When you zoom out on Gallery is actually one of the biggest decisions a sniper is going to have. Most snipers are going to spend the majority of their seconds in each game zoomed in on that back kind of panel, that back conversation. The question is, how much of the majority? 50%? 60? 80?
Interestingly, just with the way this conversation's laid out, this positioning doesn't look quite as horrendous as it does from the spy side.
No, it looks okay, but I can tell.
No. Double agent steps away right before the contact comes off, so not able to actually complete that mission. Suspected double agent drops in to take their place as well, so they're not going to be able to rejoin conversation after the fact. Flirt does get done, and that's a green purloin.
Completely on screen. There is a zoom. We got 3 lowlights from that contact. Not too bad.
Fairly clear fade, but the shot comes off and it's not the right one. Nebula is just not able to track down AstatineEffect.
So, I mean, this is just the AI being nice. Already has a highlight, seems to reject in the back of the conversation at Gallery, exactly where you would want to hide as a spy, and hightails it to statues immediately afterwards. That's just brutal.
Yeah, that is just an AI winding up doing a bunch of very spy-like things. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's brutal to deal with as a sniper.
Oh, yeah, the AI, they screw you sometimes. We should call that getting chat GPT'd because it's not fun. Or Gemini'd, I don't know, whatever your preference is. AI, of course, we've been talking about AI in SpyParty for 15 years, has a very different connotation now, but attracts just as much hostility when it acts like that.
That was very much not the thing Nebula needed. 1-6, the current scoreline as Nebula steps into the spy side of gallery, looking to try to stop himself from slipping any farther. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That's the kind of game you never feel good about, but when you are trying to play your way back into this and you've lost a couple of close, tough ones or a couple of winnable games, to have that happen, it really just feels like a dog pile, and you start to just think, is this just not my day?
Yeah. And maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
Nebula starting things off at the blue bookcase this time around, immediately pulls that out and is heading out to the front of the venue, probably trying to chase down this early flirt, but I don't think they're going to get there in time, and indeed we do not.
We're getting a lot more zooming back and forth from Astatine than we did from Nebula. A little more paranoia about the front of this venue.
Nebula once again decides to give chase to the seduction target out towards the back. It was, again, long walking paths, but we were able to pick up a green flirt at the end of it for 51%.
Now, this is more like it. The spy approaching the seduction target and not the other way around. Call me old-fashioned.
Back chasing, trying to get out front again, but once we see the seduction target going back to that front window, we know we don't have time to give chase to there, so we stop at the yellow painting to read a little bit and see where the seduction target lands.
So there's a lot of talk about picking a slow ambassador for a lot of reasons like this, but picking a slow seduction target on gallery, low-key a very risky proposition.
Absolutely. This is one of the venues where it is the hardest to get done with flirt.
You know what helps, though?
Yeah, getting it done in 2.
Yeah, 2 green tests. That will cover for a lot. If you can hit your green flirts, if you can 2 flirt on gallery, it opens up a lot of avenues of completion. Also, we've been holding onto that blue book for a while. What do you think, Tobo? Where's that going?
No, it's absolutely going into green.
I think you're right. That book is clean. It has been laundered. It didn't come from anywhere. It's just a book. It's gray.
Very full back conversation here, including the suspected double agents. So we're not able to get any contact there anytime soon. So we step away out to the green bookcase to finally put down that book. Oh, look who the real double agent is. It's Smolman.
Oh, of course. Giving away that cast member as a suspect is also a big risk. By the way, the timing of that book put back, you mentioned full conversation, and then Toby comes over and kind of blocks a little bit more. So we get a little coverage from the help, a little help from the help, rather, and we put the book back then and not before.
Into statues we go for our first pair of inspects and a green swap to boot, leaning into a 50-50 in a big way here. Here's the front statues we go. This is going to be the last inspect we need, so as soon as that statue gets swapped, it's 10 seconds to take the shot.
Now, if someone had gone there sooner, we'd be covering for our own swap. We'd be blocking with a second body. Instead, it's going to be a low light taking it, which is bad luck.
We did had safety off for a second.
It's visible.
He saw the swap. There's the shot. AstatineEffect on top of things. It's 7-1.
There's the AI again. Now, obviously, we kind of lean into that risk a little bit there, but you can say it didn't have to be a low light that took it, and they didn't have to do the Lion King Simba moment on the very first cycle either. Now, did you need that? If it happens on the second cycle, you're probably still going to shoot, because you didn't see any confusion from the sniper side. It seemed like they were looking for confirmation, got it, reacted very quickly. I think we got away with the microfilm, but the swap was the real choice that the game hinged on, and Astatine is just on it.
Yeah. I do think, based on the way the sniper was behaving, that even if the AI behaved as friendly as they could in that situation, Astatine probably still would have been on top of that.
I think so. The swap, I'm not convinced it's a good or bad choice. I will just say, though, that I was a little surprised when it happened, because you look at that mission complete up there, it's a silent game, which is a big move. It can work. And as we discussed earlier, doing something surprising is its own justification, especially at higher levels. But if you're going to critique this game or second guess it, that's obviously the moment you would want to look at first. Do you want to swap there or not? But it did feel like one of those moments where the spy had so much momentum. Things were going so well. And when that happens, they tend to go for things, especially if your plan hinges on an action test and you've just hit 2 green action tests for your flirt.
Yeah. Nebula in a bit of a difficult, well, in a seriously difficult situation right now. 7-1 down, needs to start holding it down from the sniper side against AstatineEffect's Spy. Starting here on Tayen in 3, 2, 1, playing it. That's a bug.
It's immediate. It's immediate, and it might be free.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way Nebula finds that. That is a huge start to the game for AstatineEffect.
And some of you will notice
the double agent now as well.
Our pair here is the General and the Queen, which sounds like the title of a play.
True. Well,
I think the bug's clean, right?
Yeah,
by your estimation?
Clean.
I mean, it was immediate. It was so quick. It wasn't just time of chaos. It was the first second of chaos, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the fastest bugs I've ever seen in my life. Conversation's starting to fill up a little bit now, so if we want to take this bug, it is available if we want to switch conversations for it. Seduction target drops in to say hi, and that's a quick green flirt. This is lining up so well for AstatineEffect. It's going to be a hard game for Nebula to find their footing on.
I agree. The only saving grace here is that while that bug was probably quote-unquote free, a lot of snipers, a lot of good snipers like Nebula, are going to probably shoot for that third mission complete, assuming that a bug was plausible. So this is at least is the venue where getting a quote-unquote free bug might not save you quite as much if you do something suspicious like go to center statues in the last 40 seconds.
That's true, but the only time since then that AstatineEffect has been near the Ambassador has been a very obviously not bugging kind of moment. So as we sit here to wait for the timer flirt that does come off on a white test for 85%, I don't think there is any suspicion on AstatineEffect at all at the moment.
No, and I think that action test was probably an inflection point. If you two flirt there and you have over 100, 105 seconds left, at that point I think you probably just rush missions.
That is the first moment where AstatineEffect could possibly have gotten a bug credit, I think.
Yeah.
And he had the drink in that hand, so if Nebula knows that they had the drink, they don't have a bug credit.
So I mentioned don't go to center statues with 40 seconds left on Tayen. It's a big risk. Well, we're going to go with a little more time left so that the prompt at the end is presumably going to be the contact instead. Still dangerous, but a little less risky if the sniper maybe doesn't have any good suspects, because that's what will often prompt that shot.
That's true. In conversation for the contact now, but lots of movement at the moment. You need to wait for people to settle a little bit before you take this.
Oh, now we're going to get credited with that bug. Look at this.
Yeah, absolutely. People do wind up settling into conversations, so...
Banana bread.
Yeah, well... Some people step away before the contact comes out, so it's not as nice as it looked when we first hit the button. But all we need now is that last flirt, and even if we do have the bug credit, I don't see us getting shot for finishing the flirt. 25 seconds to play.
Once we were not shot within 10 seconds of that contact, it became incredibly likely we were going to win this game. Now, if the ST cooperates even the tiniest bit, and maybe even if they don't, we're going a little late here. This is a little late. We should have done this a second earlier.
In time. He is in time, going for the flirt before the book pickup. It was tight, but he did get there. And that's AstatineEffect with yet another win from the Spy side. It's 8-1.
That looked free and clear, and then two very risky things happened. We hesitated on going to flirted bookshelves because we really didn't want to do it there, and then we flirted before the drink when you can do it during the sip. So we made that a little dramatic at the end, but that's not the kind of thing you're going to get shot on Tayen for very often. The bug just leads to a perfectly clean Softail game afterwards. Really, though, in retrospect, the only moment was you would have to become a huge suspect for the center statue visit. When that didn't happen, the rest of the game proceeded the way you would expect.
Yeah. Absolutely. Nebula has had a rough day of it. Let's see if they can get back on the horse from the Spy side of Tayen in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, this is when it rains, it pours. We've seen crazier comebacks, but not often.
In conversation with the seduction target early on, green test for a close 51%. Also in with both the Ambassador and the double agent, but these conversations are not nearly full enough to take this contact, and the double agent steps away either way.
Too many arrows, too close to one another. It was confusing.
Print on the briefcase, though, nice and early on.
I love it. I love it. Really good. Gives you a lot of options. We're already flashing on someone. Astatine is, by the way. Suspicious maybe of pathing. Hard to say. Look, the ways of the pathing warlock are mysterious to me.
Into the green bookcase, and I think we're just really using that as an excuse to reset the flirt. Oh, we are really, really chasing this flirt.
Have you ever seen a pinball chase something? That's what that looks like.
That's probably what it looks like. There's the flirt done in 2, though, so certainly no time wasted for Nebula.
It's appropriate because at 8-1, you could be forgiven for going on tilt. By the way, for you young gamers who don't know, that's where that term comes from, tilt. It comes from literal physical pinball.
2 minutes and 5 on the clock. Nebula heading out towards the front set of statues to begin work on the inspects and to finish up the print. So that's quite a lot of progress here. If we go back to the hidden set of statues and try and inspect swap, especially if we're able to get that happening behind an AI, that could be one hell of a finish. Well, we're here without an AI as cover.
We also did a full 360 at one point to get into there, but I wonder, I think the prints are clean. If you're
asking... swap! Takes the swap and is gonna run away from this.
Literally, the statue is not visible.
That conversation.
There it is.
See the swap? That's amazing. Was dancing behind the conversation, trying to be as unshootable as possible, and it didn't matter in the slightest. Nebula finally finds a way through from the spy side, but it's probably a little bit late. 8-2, the current scoreline.
I have an instant replay request. If we could go to that swap, look at this. The binocular cutout at the end of this is what's covering the statue. I don't think I've ever seen. Look at that. We don't move. Look at that. The statue doesn't quite. There it is. There it is. The binocular cutout made the difference on the zoom, and that gets Nebula the spy win they've been chasing for so long. I do have to wonder if you're Astatine and you're up 8-1 at that point, maybe you're not tracking things like prints anymore too. You're not throwing, you're not being lazy, but at this point, you're like, you know what? I'm going to focus on the big stuff, and if they can do a clean Softail game, fine, because I can just wait this out. I can just win a couple more games here and there. I don't know, but it was a really good game just when they needed it, and the binocular cutout is the difference. I don't remember that ever happening before.
Yeah, that's amazing. On to Modern next. AstatineEffect on the spy side first. This is the best chance Nebula has had in a while to start settling into the sniper side of this match, and they certainly need it. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Tobo, a man of the people, says modern. I'm going to be the snooty, pretentious one who says modern.
I think I'm the only person in the entire community who calls this map modern.
To be fair, there probably should be a little accent over the E, right? I don't know. I don't speak French.
So we do successfully chase the seduction target all the way out to the far corner as the slowest character in the game for 51% on the early flirt.
And the flirt, a big deal on Modern, certainly. There are just certain missions that are just much harder on these big venues. This one is so deceptive, though, like a gallery, which is that things don't seem as spread out as they are.
Yeah, this venue is huge.
Yeah, massive. That's probably why it's such a nice place to live. Look at this. Wouldn't you love to live here? I mean, there's no walls. I do like my house to have walls. That I'm sure those slide closed, but we've never seen it.
Walls are nice. It's a little bit modern for my tastes personally, if you'll pardon the pun. We were able to get an early flirt, not an early flirt, an early fingerprint rather, off of the briefcase on our way out of the flirt. So we do have a decent amount of early progress.
I will say, borderline pink wood floors. Yeah, a little avant-garde.
Quick watch check. Clearly not willing to add time yet. They have a fair bit of progress here. They're just a very slow character, so they're going to need to be economical with their movements throughout the rest of this game. This is not particularly economical with movements, but
No, not in those heels. I think we were obligated to take that briefcase. I'm not sure. Maybe Astatine is thinking, okay, you want to do your clean softail game? I'm going to do the same thing, because that is how this is shaping up so far.
Back in a conversation with the seduction target we go. Is able to get the flirt done in 2. That is big.
Yeah, really big, especially with the speed of this character. We are going to break our own animation there. We were not interrupted either, unless you consider Smallman sipping his drink to be incredibly rude, which I do not. We are going to make our way to Blue Bookshelf. Interesting. This is not what I would have guessed, unless, of course, there's a print here.
To be fair, most of this game
There
isn't
is.
what I would have guessed, but there was indeed a print there, so that's print done. Flirt done, minute and 50 left to play, and we step out with the blue book in hand. We do
not
get
just
an
the blue book.
immediate highlight for it, though,
Yes.
so it's probably going to have to go back where it came from.
I think we were not the only one who noticed that print was there.
Oh!
What?
Bullets.
I mean, that's got to be... I think... well, here's the thing. We just got the highlight for presumably finishing print. I think we just phantomed... I mean, did we...
Something.
Let me take a look at this. Did we just phantom the bug? I think that has to be it. Look at the positioning.
Yeah, I think you... Well, I mean, the ambassador is on the other end of that conversation.
I don't know. Let me see here. Let me take a look. The ambassador joined kind of right in front of them awkwardly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they're smashed together. I think we just saw a head tilt and assumed it was a standing bug.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Jeez. Well, that's unfortunate, because we finally break through with our spy when we have a chance to get a little momentum to kind of cash that in, as they say. And instead, we give it right back. I think it's just got to be a bug phantom. Let me take a look here at this. Well, there's no real movement is interesting. There wasn't any kind of jerky movement. It wasn't talk movement. I don't know.
Yeah. It's such a shame, because Nebula looked like he was getting comfortable, was on top of things from the sniper side, and was getting ready to find a way back into the match. And now it's 9-2 instead. So it just keeps slipping away from him as he steps into the spy side of Modern in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I mean, yeah, there have been some key mistakes here and there, but you also just have not had a lot of fortune along the way. Even when you've played some good games, they haven't really been cashed in. I sympathize, but on the other hand, when you get from Platinum and above, that's kind of just what happens, is the games turn on increasingly marginal things.
Animation transfer for Nebula to start off the festivities, the first one of the match.
I mean, you've got several people at statues. Some of them are cast, of course. We got a little bit of occlusion from that conversation circle, and you are a little lower to the ground than the other characters. So I like it. It's a little bit of a zag.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly seems to have worked out, at least for the first half, as we head out to take an early time ad, which again is not something we've seen this match.
No, and I do like the aggression. This is something you'll see. Oh, we're all over it, all over it. I don't mind it though. I think the thing is, let me look at this. We are literally the only person who's been at Windows recently. It looks like maybe one other person. Yeah, if you catch that time out even a little, you don't have it narrowed down. You've got it down to 1, and that's why we shot.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's very tough. But this is when you see that aggression. It's when you're up big or when you're down big. That's when you just kind of YOLO it.
That's very true.
Unfortunately, you only live once, and that was the once.
10-2, the current scoreline. 2 more games of Modern on deck and ready to go, starting with AstatineEffect on the spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And we are now at the point now where we are not guaranteed to see another venue unless Nebula can win one of these.
That is very true. We could be finishing it here. Big bar rush to open things up as well.
Yeah, and the question is, as a spy, what do you do with this? You get the flirt? Do you decide to purloin later? You definitely pick up the option, but very often the spy will... Oh, we just purloin immediately.
He just took it straight up, yeah.
That's... I think you just have to hope they don't look for a while now. And then it's down to like 5. Oh, here come the lowlights, and at best, this is going to be down to 4 or 5, at best.
Yeah.
This might be the aggression I talked about earlier when you're up big. You're up 10-2. Just do things. They have to catch anything. If you get away with a hardtail, the match is over. If you don't, well, good news. You've got 8 more tries.
Indeed. That is That is a very important find from Nebula. Unfortunately, fake contact in with only one other person, and they were a suspected double agent.
Well, I think this game was already kind of played out. So
Yeah.
at this point, are we even waiting?
Yeah.
No, we're not even going to wait. That drink is going to be reason enough. I think we shot out of boredom. It's like, let's not draw this out any more than we have to. And if I'm wrong, who cares?
Indeed. So that's Nebula's first sniper win in a good while, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you need it.
Let's see what they can do from the spy side to get back into this match, maybe in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And that's when you would be a little loose as a player, is when you don't need spy wins. When you can
True.
win like a third of your sniper games, at that point, at this level, that's almost automatic. So there's very little risk involved. Listen, who you are with a big lead or a big deficit is not who you are in a close match. You can be a completely different kind of player, and often you are.
This is a very good point. Into the bar goes Nebula to start things off as well. This time a much less aggressive bar. No purloin gets taken. 34% on the flirt. And out we go to a very wide looping path to bring us to Blue Bookcase for a fingerprint.
I don't know about the path, but I like the redirect that preceded it. It really looked like Smallman stole our spot and we changed our mind. It's the kind of thing spies don't like to do, but AIs absolutely do. Unfortunately, not rewarded for it.
I think we're going straight into the briefcase here. We are. That's a double fingerprint. And prints are done immediately.
I like it. And here's the thing. This now has to alter whatever your game plan was. The rest of your game has to be based on the idea that you got at least one of those prints by, or that they're going to forget by the end of this that you have fingerprints and are only mildly suspicious or not suspicious at all for it. You have to play accordingly.
Indeed. Goes out front instead of tucking in with the seduction target right away. This is going to be a fairly short path into the conversation, which snipers do notice. So, not
yes, they do.
Right in next to the seduction target either, which is fine.
If my memory
on that flirt brings up to 80%.
If my memory serves, I think this is one of only 2 characters who doesn't actually check a watch. This is a pocket watch, and I think, Leopard with the phone, which I love. I don't think there's any others, right? The rest of them are all wristwatches.
I think you're correct. Nothing immediately comes to mind.
Doesn't Boots have a phone too?
Does Boots? Yes, yeah. Boots and Leopard both have.
The same phone.
I think so.
The same upside down phone.
I think it's based on an iPhone. That's
what
I think.
It is an iPhone, but I think if I remember correctly, the image is like upside down.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Waiting on the timer flirt here just to make sure we get this flirt done. About 2 minutes left to play as that last flirt comes off. So print done, flirt done, the 2 longest missions in the game.
I mentioned the phone thing just to establish that canonically SpyParty definitely takes place sometime after 2005, maybe, something like that.
Back into the bar we go to pick up a delegate. Let's see what we do with this. It's been fairly quiet out in the back there.
Yeah, this has been pretty quiet after that kind of rush Softail beginning. We still can get away with it. 90 seconds is plenty of time here because there's still mission sites will coalesce around each other sometimes, but I think you want to give yourself a lot of options. You want a full final minute to get one mission if you can help it. So getting the contact done now is just about right.
There's the delegate sent. I think we wanted to try to use this double agent to help distract from that, but the double agent steps away at the exact same time to the exact same place. They both wound up at the bar.
Interesting. Not terrible, but not quite what you wanted. Let's see. If the shot doesn't come up right away, we're in real good shape.
It's actually pretty busy at the bar. He's going to have to be pretty careful to have a look at the list in between. I think he can tell now that the list is gone. Does wind up taking a shot for it. I think he thought it was a direct purloin.
Yeah, I think this is probably the 3rd really good spy game that Nebula has played, but the first that's resulted in a win.
Yeah, I agree.
So you if this happens early in the game, it really sets the tone, maybe puts the sniper on the back foot a little bit, but it comes now in kind of desperation mode. So I don't know, just a really good, clean game, and I admire being able to play such a patient, clean spy game with this deficit.
Yeah, I agree.
That's 2 in a row, isn't it?
That is 2 in a row. Very well played venue from Nebula is able to finally get back on their feet, but Is it too late as we step into Aquarium next? AstatineEffect on the spy side first. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I'm going to say that 3 in a row is a winning streak, because that always means at least one spy win along with the sniper holding it down. That's when it's significant. One more and it gets just a teeny bit interesting.
Well, we shall see how this plays out. AstatineEffect starting things off at the bar with 51% on the flirt. A fairly busy bar to open the game, too.
I don't know if we've talked about this, but canonically, we're in this tank with the shark, and the shark, we're cool with this?
I'm pretty sure this party is not taking place inside a fish tank. But
No, the sniper. Like, he's got, like, scuba gear on, right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably? Okay. I don't think, yeah. Maybe I'm the only one who's terrified of sharks.
I think the bigger problem here is how bullets interact with water, but we're just not going to worry about it.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, we can go through all the water and through this really thick glass, but not through the shark? Okay.
Everyone knows that sharks are bulletproof.
This one certainly looks like it is. Good lord.
A bit of a slow start from AstatineEffect in this game. Did start out at the bar. It was a fairly busy bar, and we spent a long time there. Here's the delegate being sent. Seduction target steps into us after the fact, so that's actually a very nice find. A green test gets picked up on the flirt there to bring us up to 90%. There's the purloin getting taken.
It's totally clear, though. There's no,
Nebula yet.
No one at bar, no blocking from the shark. It's just a straight purloin. You either noticed or you didn't. And the seduction target joining the spy, that seems to be the theme of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. But only if that spy is AstatineEffect.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I think it only happened once for Nebula, right?
Fake contact. Ambassador drops in next to us as well.
Are we going to be credited with this? I mean, you kind of think with the shark passing by as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think we were already suspicious for the purloin, but you're going to get credited with that bug regardless. So I almost want to say you might as well take it. And that is, hey, that's 3 in a row.
That is, in fact, 3 in a row. It's only 5 to 10, but AstatineEffect is certainly starting to lose the momentum here. Nebula's got a long way to go yet, but we've seen these kind of swings happen. Let's see if Nebula can keep it going from the spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
When the match was getting out of hand, when it went from like 8 to 2 to 10 to 2, at the time you think, yeah, big deal, right? A comeback probably wasn't going to happen. But imagine flipping just one of those now. How does 9 to 6 feel? Does that feel close to you?
Yeah.
So it did. So you never know. You feel like, oh, okay, it was a blowout and it became more of a blowout. But now, after 3 in a row, you're thinking that could have been 4 in a row. This could actually be close. You never know.
It certainly could be. Animation transfer at the blue bookcase. Book goes down before the shark provides cover. So trying to look as inconspicuous about this as possible and still getting the progress from it.
Well, not a whole lot to do here. Maybe getting away with that animation microfilm, you kind of think, now I'm going to kill a little bit of time. There is a lot of activity in this party, though. I think you might want to take advantage and get some stuff done. But you just look at the ambassador, not in a good bugging position. The bar is busy. You can't contact the double agent. The seduction target's in the far right corner. This party is not very accommodating, except for its activity. The problem is they're being active away from you.
Indeed. Here comes the seduction target. Where are they heading? It looks like out to the bookcase. So that's not something Nebula can comfortably chase down, so it's going to be the bar first.
And take a look at that twin next to us. They are suspected of a bug, took a little bit of a path. Astatine had zoomed in on the feet around that, a little paranoid. So I think they're pretty confident a bug did not take place, but it's hard to be sure with the shark in the way.
Absolutely. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't use that shark cover to demand. They're going to be here for a while. All they have as far as progress is concerned is this blue microfilm in pocket, and there's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play.
Yeah, we started strong, but we've stopped moving since. Take a lesson from the shark. Good spies keep moving or they die.
Indeed. Here's finally the drink offer, and we do the delegate and bail before we actually take it. So Can we... All right, well, into the green bookcase to actually use the shark for cover on the animation transfer, although we go for it a little bit early. Shark not yet in position, and it gets caught.
It wasn't just a little bit early. It was also that, as you can see, the speed of the shot means that Astatine was anticipating it. They were very paranoid about it. And look at the party there. Most of the party is either totally safe or covered by the shark anyway, so there's nothing to look at. There really is so little to look at there. You're not even worried about white dress swapping because they're not going to run away all that quick, and you got plenty of time to shoot them. So in a weird sense, there was nothing else to look at but the spy.
6 match points is a lot of match points, starting things out on Aquarium. AstatineEffect on the spy side again, and Nebula on the sniper with a long way to climb in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, it's really tough. At least you're starting. Oh boy, well that will help. Okay, bug attempt, and Nebula's all over it. So at least the first one is free.
Yep, that is true.
We're gonna wait a little bit, I guess, because I think
we just need to wait for him to stop moving.
Yeah, there it is.
Be out in the open enough that you're not worried something might go terribly wrong if you take a shot. Down to 5 match points.
And now think again, 3, 4, think what it could be with just a little more luck here or there, one decision a little different here or there. This could actually, the pressure could be on right now. There's still some, but I think realistically you need 1 or 2 more freebies before you get really excited, but I've seen crazier.
Imagine the AI not giving AstatineEffect that gift on gallery. Imagine not hallucinating the bug in the back of Modern. This could be a very different game right now as Nebula steps into the spy side, still with a long way to go. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And it's not just match points, it's season points. This is it.
True. This is the end of the road for Nebula unless he can find a huge turnaround here, but does get the start at the seduction target and immediately out again for 51% on what is effectively a walking flirt.
Pretty much, and we really jammed ourselves in there. I'm surprised we didn't take the open space on the other side, but we're just, again, the YOLO is very strong now.
Absolutely. Second flirt brings up to 85% in conversation with the ambassador as well, but we're not able to make anything of it as the ambassador steps away.
And again, Astatine zooming in on the feet, looking for those bugs, very paranoid about the bugs in particular.
Which absolutely fair on this venue. The shark can make that a difficult thing to deal with. I think
Shark makes everything difficult to deal with.
True.
Including our jobs.
Nebula was looking for a timer flirt there, was forced not to take it as the seduction target steps away, so out to the side statues we go for our first pair of inspects.
A little bit of a flash there from Astatine about 30 seconds ago. Not clear what it signals, though. It wasn't on anyone in particular. It might have just been annoyance with the shark.
Absolutely. Nebula chasing the seduction target to the back statues here to finish up the flirt and finish up the inspects. So Nebula really not waiting around, and neither is AstatineEffect. The shot comes off, and that's the match. Nebula ends their season against the Diamond players.
Yeah, that's going to do it. Undefeated in Platinum, but quickly defeated in Diamond. But the result is going to betray that a little bit. If you're just looking at the results, you're going to write the narrative very quickly, right? You're going to say, excellent in Platinum, but not quite ready for Diamond. But when you see the actual games, you can see the ready for Diamond is a lot closer than the result would suggest. You only need to flip a couple of those outcomes. A couple of those were quite close. But that's kind of the point, right? The margins get tighter and tighter the higher you go.
Absolutely.
I am slightly annoyed that we did not get to Courtyard, but that is okay.
It's okay.
I'm less annoyed that we didn't do like 90 games, so You know.
Yeah. For those who don't know what we're talking about, yesterday's game set an all-time record for SpyParty overtime length in any competitive match, and it isn't close. It was like 39 to 37. The 8 in SCL8 was sideways yesterday. It basically meant infinity.
Yes.
That's how long they were playing. It is one of those like records that might never be broken kind of records.
Yeah.
So that's what we're referencing. That's the in-joke here. We are relieved that we were only here for an hour and a half rather than 5.
Yes, that is a slight relief. Yes, I was actually, they were mentioning in chat the game between, it was a library tournament hosted by Gabriel that was had Dowsey and Ryu going at it, and it was a similar situation. I was actually the host of that as well, and yeah, it only ended because I believe Dowsey was the one who had to leave, so he just kind of shot somebody. But so yeah, so at least the match yesterday, I mean, just the fact that they could keep playing it without either of them having anything to do, that's, you know.
Yeah, thank God they didn't have anything on their social calendars that would have forced the ending of such an epic match. But I do want to reiterate what I said earlier. You know, I don't want people to just look at this result and say, well, you topped out in platinum, maybe next year. I think you saw traces here of someone who is ready for diamond. It's just a little more, 5% more in some of those games, and this is a very competitive result. So, and no shame at all in the loss.
Whether they're ready or not, they will be in diamond next season because they did.
Yeah.
So,
that's
so
right.
Good luck.
That's right.
Also worth keeping in mind, AstatineEffect, not bottom of diamond, 4th seed in diamond.
Right. Yes. This was a really tough assignment, and Astatine played extremely well. So I'm not surprised, but these are the things diamond matches turn on. It's one of the reasons I advocate that everyone quit diamond immediately. Because even if you play well, even if you do the right thing sometimes, you can still lose. And playing games where you can play well and still lose is a maddening affair.
Yes. So anyway, and with that, that means Opie and Astatine are moving on, and it's going to be a question of which of those two players Rob wants to face in the next week.
I mean, be careful what you wish for.
Easiest choice.
Yes.
No, it's not. I don't think there are any good choices there.
Yep. So good luck, Rob, and then Firelord Ethan is the other one that has to face one of these two, and
they all have to play each other. So I kind of want to wish them all good luck because it looks horrifying.
Yes, it does a little bit. Anyway,
get out while you still can, guys.
Yep. All right, and I think that is all we got for today. Thankfully.
Thank God we got out of here alive. I did not have to get a ham sandwich in the middle. I did not start starving to death. No major caloric deficits. Yes. We are fine. And it was a pleasure. My thanks to both of you and to both competitors.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a joy. Thanks for everybody as well who came out to watch. If this is your first time here, this game is called SpyParty. You can get it on Steam or at SpyParty.com for $25. If you get it on the website, you also get a Steam key, but the creator gets a little bit more of your money, which is always nice. If you've been around and are looking to get into competitive SpyParty yourself, discord.gg/SpyParty is the place to be. There's always something going on and a bunch of lovely folks who are more than willing to help you start that journey. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll see you all next week, hopefully.
Good night, everybody, and goodbye.